Okay, that seems to be the signal up saying live on YouTube. So thank you very much for attending the Staffing Subcommittee of the Children Learning Committee on the 16th of February 2021. Can I just ask, are there any apologies or substitutions?
No apologies, Convener.
Thank you. Declarations of interest? Nope. Okay, thank you. Minutes of previous meeting, can I ask, are they agreed?
Agreed. Great,
thank you. And number 4, approval, agenda item number 4, approval of local agreement AGNCT 12, appointment of principal teachers for primary revised. I think that is it, Jim Hammond, support?
Yeah, happy to come in here, Convener, just to do a brief introduction. It's a revised set of appointments procedures for principal teachers, as is agenda item number 5. The documents are very similar, as you'll see in their nature. The original agreements were very old and reflected a time of change circa around 2004-2005, when the whole management structure in schools was being revised at that particular time. As part of our ongoing monitoring of the local agreements, this was picked up in that cycle of review, and we tried to keep the changes consistent with the changes that have already been agreed for head and deputy head procedures in terms of approach, language, and obviously keeping it consistent with our own fair selection procedures. Effectively, what it captures the name changes that have come about from internal management reviews, such as no longer heads of service, director, all that sort of thing. But essentially, how we appoint principal teachers have not changed. So in terms of panels, rigour, and all policies relating to HR are still being followed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hammond. Rather than doing questions and comments, we'll just ask if there's any questions and comments. The first breath, anything from Councillor Devine, Councillor Speed? Oh.
No, I like the bit about the minimisation of stress, though. It's relatively small panels, and I think that's such a good thing. There was a general thing which is not just for principal teachers, but it relates to that motion that we had in terms of racial equality and things. And I was wondering if any thought has been given to general advertising for positions to maybe take the name out, to make sure that people really don't know what nationality or couldn't hazard a guess at what nationality people are before they get to the actual interview stage. I think it's becoming better practice now to do that, but it's not for today, you know, but it is something. It would be really good. I know Kelly's very aware of that motion and is taking action on other parts of it, but I just wanted to raise it here in the subcommittee.
Jim, do you want to say anything on that, or are you quite happy just to?
Happy to note these comments, Convener. What I will add is that our HR colleagues are currently looking into that legislation just now and adapting local authority procedures to reflect that.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was just on that, and then another question I was going to ask was, could we perhaps maybe link in with Doreen Phillips, the Equality Officer, for some guidance around that? That would be helpful.
Yeah. Lois, happy to come back in there. The group that's working on that includes Doreen Phillips alongside Sharon Faulkner from HR and whoever she delegates that task to within her service.
Okay, thanks, Jim. And I was just going to ask around the recruitment and the inclusion of like school councils, parent council, and young people. How does that look? What does that look like within this recruitment for the principal? When do they get involved?
I know secondary head teachers, there's a lot of involvement from the children and the parent councils and that, isn't there? So what's involved in the primary?
Yeah, we've involved children in the primary before, and that's when we've managed to host the recruitment actually within the school. Given the nature of multiple recruitments recently, we've not been able to do that. It's been when it's been face to face. It's been Angus House, which has to an extent has cut that element out. It's something we're looking to reintroduce. I think the power of the young person's voice within recruitment is there for all to see. And at our most recent recruitment for secondary head at Carnoustie High, I had the pleasure of hosting the young persons group. It was both very insightful, and as always, they weren't far off the mark. In fact, they nailed it pretty much. So I think that adds to the value of that. In terms of the legalities about where it comes in, it's the need for parents to be involved, and the value, obviously, of parents involved. If the legislation, it's for deputies and for print and for head teachers that level comes in.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, but in terms of this, though, going forward, children and young people will have the opportunity for being involved.
Certainly at head teacher level. I think goes back to Councillor Devine's point when it's, I'm going to say less junior posts. I don't mean that because they're vital posts within our school. It's more at the discretion of the head teacher and the panels at that level.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Right. Do we agree to the agenda recommendation for agenda 4? I'm happy with that. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Agenda item 5, which is approval of the same thing, AGNCT 13, but appointment of principal teachers for secondary, and revised again. Is that you again, Jim, or Kelly? Yeah.
It is, and similar principles apply. If you see the papers are very, very similar in nature, so not more anything to add at this point.
Okay, Councillor Speed, is that still?
Sorry, it's an old hand. Nothing else to ask.
Okay, Councillor Devine.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, are we agreed on agenda item 5 then?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I think that concludes the meeting again. Thank you very much. That was a longer one than we normally have for this committee, so I'm quite glad to see that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.